Well, hello. Good evening, everybody. Dan Cochimilio along with Sean Proctor,
What's up?
live from Korea.
I'm not in
Yes.
Korea.
Yeah, I'm in Korea. I'm actually in Korea airport waiting. I got here 6 a.m. this morning, arrived, had a 1 a.m. flight from Cebu City in the Philippines, arrived in Korea. They're an hour ahead here, so it was really only a 4 hour flight, but at 6 o'clock.
The
And
lounge looks nice.
now it's what time is it here? It's 1:20 in the afternoon. So I've been here 7 hours, and my flight's another 3 more hours. But you know what? This place is unbelievable. If you ever fly through Korea, this is the place to have a layover. I'm in what's called the Prestige Lounge, and it's
How did you get into
unlimited.
the lounge? Are you flying business class or something?
No, I have a membership, whatever Sky Pass or whatever, and
Priority
they didn't
pass?
ask. I just walked in like I was a prestige guy.
Yeah, act the part.
Yeah. So, but it's unlimited food and drinks, and there's just people, sitting here in lounges. I mean, check these. I mean, you could sleep. Let me see if I can scan around here a little bit. There's the lounge
Is
here.
that
I
a
mean,
suit?
that's just one half, and then you got the down here. They got TVs in here.
Yeah.
They got a food and bar over there. I've just been chowing down. So
Gorging yourself.
yeah. So
It kind of
anyway,
looks like the United Lounge at SFO. It's called the. I'm drawing a blank. Been there once
oh yeah,
because I
yeah,
was flying business class one time, and that place is really nice.
yeah. So MF says we titled the show "Giants" or Dodgers Rout Giants. Nothing new, nothing like it.
Nothing
We're
like it,
gonna,
MF.
yeah, we're going to use the Giants slogan this year. Their marketing campaign,
All
unbelievable.
year.
Nothing like it. I'm telling you, this is a disgrace. I mean, they just, you knew. I said the game was over. I thought it was over with the leadoff, with Betts. I said 1-0. They're not going to beat Urias. But when Muncy hit the 3-run homer to make it 4-0, I was talking to Romo, who can't make it tonight. I said, game's over. There's no way with this lineup that they're going to come back. And sure enough, Max Muncy comes alive here. Um, Logan Webb, he's the so-called ace. He's 0-3 against others' teams' aces. Oh yeah, here Lou Martin says the same thing here. Giants responded like usual against a solid pitcher. No clutch hitting. Our ace is now 0-3 against other teams' aces. Scary.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean this is the team Farhan built, and nothing's going to change with this organization unless they, I'm a Giants fan. Okay, I love the Giants, and you know, I want them to win. I want them to win the division. I want them to win it all. But sometimes you got to have what's called tough love when you're a parent, and tough love when your kids aren't doing what they should be doing. You don't keep rewarding them. You want to see them kind of maybe they have to fall on their face a little bit to learn a little humility and make changes in their lives. So with the Giants, I either want them to be very successful or just fall flat on their face, because if they're another 500 team, this ownership group will do jack nothing, and they'll just keep going with, they already said they're going to extend Farhan for next year. They're going to pick up his option.
Did they say they're going to, or did they already do it?
No, they said they're doing it, and they can't go back now, can you?
You can.
I mean,
sure you can.
You can, but are they? There's no way they're going to do it.
He's going to make them money this year, so that's at the end of the day, that's what really matters.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that's what they care about.
So,
what's their record now?
Their record now is 4-6. Probably will be 4-8 after. Their best shot, I think, is probably tomorrow night. Dustin May's tough, but their Giants are a little bit better with the left-handed bats. I mean, you got Conforto and you got Peterson, and guys seem to hit a little bit better, but This team is. I said it after game 2, and people said, "Oh, it's so early." I said it right away because I saw how they mashed game 2, lost game, or maybe it was after game 3 when they shut out the second time in 3 games. I said, "Oh, this is a 500 team. They either mash or they can't get a hit."
You get strike out 16 times and can't get past second base.
Yeah. So I mean,
The good news is they're 4-6, and the A's are 2-8.
yeah,
So the Giants are the new A's, the way they're running it, anyways. 2-7 for Detroit, 2-8 for the A's.
yeah. Look
And
at
then in the
what's Tampa Bay 9-0 now.
it's Tampa Bay. Yeah, they're 10-0.
10-0. Wow, 10-0.
Yeah.
But that I mean, that's great. You'll definitely keep that. You get a start off like that, you'll make the playoffs.
You know what's surprising is St. Louis is 3-7.
Yeah. And what's Philly? Isn't Philly like 4-6, something like that?
Philly's
4-7?
4-6.
Okay. Yeah. So Philly and St. Louis are 2 teams that you would expect to make it. Milwaukee's off to a pretty decent start.
7-3.
And the Rangers, senior softball says Rangers, Bruce Bochy's team wins again. What are they?
The Rangers are in first place and they're 6-4.
6-4. Wow.
5-2 at home. But yeah, they pushed Bochy out.
Yeah. Of course they did.
They pushed him out. Oh, we're retiring.
Yeah.
What I'm actually surprised is that he let them do like I was thinking about this the other day. He let them do like a retirement farewell tour, right? Remember he was getting gifts.
Right.
I'm surprised he let them do that, knowing full well that he didn't really want to retire.
I think he's just a class guy.
Oh, he's the best. Yeah.
He's not going to turn around and say, "Hey, you guys are pushing me out." I'm
talking about him accepting gifts and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, there's no guarantee he would step back in, though. Sometimes you don't get another shot. Or your health could change.
I'd rather have Bochy right now.
Oh, heck yeah. This organization is so, it's just like, I don't know. It's just just being run. Just I don't.
Do you see any changes actually being made down the road if they continue to lose or continue to hover slightly below 500?
I would see that maybe they might make the change, be forced to make the change with Kapler, and but they're not going to do Farhan.
That's Farhan's guy, though. Is he really going to fire Gabe? I don't.
He may be forced to. If he may say, "Hey, look, you're out and Cap's out," or I mean, that's the thing they should do if this team fails this year, because this is his 5th year and he's had, ample opportunities to get things done. I'm just ready to see the kids play. Bring up Schmidt, let Ramos play.
Who's your ideal lineup, including the kids?
Ideal lineup. Okay. Well, my ideal lineup, the person's not here to lead off, which
Chaz?
I would make a trade.
He got tossed from his game the other night.
Yeah, he's a little hot-headed, but
I like the fire.
I do too. I like he's fast.
Okay, so let's say they make a trade.
Okay, I'd trade BR and just because or Flores, but they're not going to take Flores. Okay, Miami's wants young guys under control. That's their organization. They don't sign guys. They don't sign their guys long term. So they want to shuffle, these guys for 5-6 years, and then when they get good, they trade them, and that's their model. So I'd give them a couple young guys, and and give me Chisholm, let him lead off, batting second. I really like Crawford. He's been a great Giant, but
and then 2-hole. You're gonna bat him in the 2-hole?
No, I'm gonna go with Estrada at shortstop for now.
I like it.
I just don't think let's just retool this thing. Third, I do like Conforto. Okay, I like Conforto in the 3-hole. 4, give me who's a right hand. I personally like to
Go lefty righty.
yeah, it just with this new 3 pitcher
Yeah, it's tough on the
minimum.
pitch, it's tough on the staff.
Yeah, and it makes you it longer. It makes your bench longer when you put 4 or 5 lefties in a row. All you got to do is, they started right, just bring in a lefty, and now all of a sudden, capital or empty his bench by the 5th inning. It's like it's pretty easy to manage a team against like that. That's so heavy on the platoon. So number 4, batting cleanup. Oh man. All right, bring in Casey Schmidt. I don't know, I don't know who the 4th cleanup guy is, but bring
Why
in
not?
Casey Schmidt, third base. You got Jock right now. Keep him at DH. Put him 5th.
Who's playing first?
I'm going to play JD Davis at first. Guy
Okay.
can hit. Guy can hit. So 6th, who did I have? Okay, I'll bet
Ramos.
JD Davis 6th
Ramos.
at first base. 7th, who's my left? Shoot, I'll put. I want bats in the lineup, so I'm gonna keep Sable at catcher because he can hit, and he's an athlete.
Just deal with his
So-
defensive miscues.
He's not too bad.
No.
He hasn't been too bad. Until they get somebody to prove themselves there.
It's one hell of an interview.
Yeah, exactly.
Those interviews you did with him were great.
Who else do we got in the outfield? I'm not going to put Yaz. I got Conforto.
Where's Yaz go?
Yeah, I don't think that's needed. I want young guys. Okay, I'm going to have Ramos out somewhere. I got who's my right fielder? They don't. I mean, shoot, bring up the kid Matos. I don't know. I mean, let's just let these guys
Anything
play.
will be more exciting.
Yeah, they're just so boring.
So
I mean,
boring.
so boring.
Starless.
I mean,
starless.
It is starless. Let's see. Sometimes we have to be realistic. Brian Iglesias says the Giants just don't have the talent on the field to compete with LA and San Diego. This team is too inconsistent right now. 16 runs one day, then 1 run the next. Yeah, as you guys know, I put this out there. This has all the makings of a 500 team at best. Okay, because it's Jekyll and Hyde. They're good teams win Hey, what are they now? 4-6, 10 games in. They haven't won back-to-back games yet. I mean,
It's good for betting. You should know what's next.
Yeah.
The trends. But that second sentence right there, the Giants just don't have the talent on the field to compete with LA and San Diego. That falls on Farhan.
Yeah. Lou Marston says we're in the cellar, dead last, embarrassing. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, MF, hire Wotus. That's what I would do. I would. Wotus is a great guy. Met him, talked to him, interviewed him. He's
Down to earth.
Down to earth. Just a great
Players
guy.
would love that guy.
Exactly. They would, the Phillies did this last year. They fired Joe Girardi. How many games in? 30? 34, 30 or 40 games in? I don't know. Somebody look that up. Somebody, if you're in the chat, look when Joe Girardi was fired for 2022, the date, how many games. I want to say it was about 40 games in. Somebody else fired manager last year, and Toronto. Yeah, they were off to a bad start. Fired their manager. I think they missed the playoffs by 1 game. So MF says, play Bart, Ramos, Schmidt the whole year. Yeah, I would play Bart. Just let him play. If he doesn't make it after a year.
I feel like it's really tough for these players, specifically Bart, to get any type of rhythm.
Yeah,
confidence.
They're always looking over their shoulder.
Always looking over their shoulder.
Always looking over their shoulder.
Always.
Because, I mean, and the defense is horrible. Just horrible. Senior softball game says our defense is horrible.
Let's see. Can't pitch, can't defend, can hit every other game. Not a winning formula.
Yeah, and I mean, this is their this is their best series of the year at home as far as crowd. It's going to go really downhill. It's going to be a morgue out there soon. Uh, yeah, yeah. This is just it, it's just unacceptable to.
Are you
But you know,
are you stoked you didn't renew your season tickets?
am I what?
Are you excited that you didn't renew your season
Oh
tickets?
heck yeah!
How much money
Heck
would
yeah.
you have lost?
Oh, they would have cost me over 13,000 for the pair this year. I would have probably been able to. I probably would have lost 5,000 to 6,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been able to
That's how it
sell.
was. That's how it was years
Yeah.
ago with me.
Yeah,
And like I said, I just got tired of. I mean, I'm sure they're doing the same thing. Like people who've never had season tickets, like they force you. You obviously pay for the whole year, and there's dynamic pricing. And so I think on average, my seats were, I don't know, 75, 80
Yeah.
bucks a game. Now I stopped. I didn't renew. I think in 2018 was the last. 2017 might have been the last year that I renewed. And my problem was they would basically, I'm trying to resell them at face value.
right.
What
Exactly.
the Giants charged me, and the Giants would realize that like the games were empty and there was a bunch of empty seats. They obviously weren't season tickets, and they were in the possession of the Giants. So they're like, well, shit, we'll just offload these at 50% off.
Exactly. That's what
So
they
here
did
I am
last
trying
year.
to sell my seats for $80, which is what I paid, and the Giants are advertising and selling seats for $40 in my same section.
Oh yeah, I can tell you, Sean, about 5 to 6 times minimum last year. I tried selling my tickets for the minimum on StubHub, which was $10, and 3 or 4 games I ate it. Nobody even bought them
Mm-hmm.
for $10.
Yeah.
They were like awesome seats, and I know yours were unbelievable as well.
Yeah.
You were 5 rows away. What, 5, 6 rows up from
6
the
rows
field?
off the field. So every year I would lose like, I had half the year with my partner. So it was like, I would say I would lose like 50%, maybe, because I would go to some games, obviously, and I
Yeah.
would sell some.
The
But
games you go to are, were enjoyable and fun.
yeah,
That's why you had the tickets. It's nice.
but
And
now
if they,
I'm just like, okay, I'll go buy tickets for 4 games a year and sit in the dugout club
yeah, and you could probably
and
get them
still
for
save money.
$25
No,
if you buy
I doubt
them
that.
right before the game. Seriously, you can go to a midweek game Tuesday
In the Lexus
night.
dugout club.
Oh, Lexus. Okay, dugout.
Yeah, I'm talking
club.
about the dugout club.
Okay, yeah.
Like I
But
could
if
pay
you-
like $200 and sit in the dugout club and go to 4 games.
Right.
And
But if you wanted to sit right behind the dugout, 6 rows up,
sure,
you could get those for $25. Game time. Because these games are going fast. Tonight's game was 2.5 hours. Again, they've all been about 2.5 hours.
with the new
I
rules.
said it last night. You're going to see some Giants games finish under 2 hours this year because they work pretty fast. And if the other team, and if things don't go, haywire, the game will just fly. This is what I said to somebody else. I said it to Romo. I said, I texted him tonight. I said about the shift. I am so tired of the shift. It's unbelievable. Not the shift, the platoon. The platooning is just, it's getting ridiculous. It's
Just
like
they're going off of a spreadsheet, right?
yeah. So Ramos has been brought up. How long are they going to keep him up? Just through the Dodger series because they're facing lefties and then they're going to send him back down? What does that do for a guy? You're telling your number 1 draft pick of 6 years ago that he's not good enough to play every day, and he's not even going to be given a chance to play every day. So he's only worth platooning. Give the guy a chance. Let him go out there and say, you're our everyday left fielder or right field or whatever. You're going to be in the lineup every day. Just relax. Go be yourself. And
Sink or swim.
Yeah.
You find out more about these guys when you give
Yes.
them a legit shot, and either they can make it in the bigs or they can't.
Right. And if they can't, you move on. Yeah. Cut bait.
Catch your loss, fail fast, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Dan and Larry totally vindicated in all aspects. says age 76. Let's see what else we got here. Still think it's a little too early to make judgments on this team just yet. One thing is true, Muncie owns Oracle Park. That's from 49er. It is early. They're only 10 games in. Anything can happen. Things can change. Teams can get hot, injuries, trades.
But one thing that won't change is Gabe Kapler.
And
Farhan, the philosophy and the way that they manage and the way that they run a team. That's not going to change.
Right.
So you think all of a sudden maybe these players are just going to turn it around based, with the same way that they're being managed? I don't see it.
Yeah.
I think 2 years ago was a total anomaly.
Correct.
They're a 500 club, and he's a 500 manager. Shout out to MF for posting that. Like I said the other night, if you look at Kapler's entire managerial career, besides 2 years ago, he's roughly 500 or slightly below 500.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. He was like 80 and 82, 81, 81. Yeah,
he's a joke.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, tickets wise, club level is solid. Correct. That's where my seats were. Let's see. I'm trying to read these.
Club level's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's less crowded. Well, the whole ballpark's empty, but when it's super crowded, when there's something big going on,
okay. So the Giants changed from StubHub. Yeah, it was a disaster last year. StubHub went down for like a week or two. You couldn't even get your tickets posted. I had to eat the best tickets of the year against the Dodgers last year. And the Giants had a contract. I was seriously looking into the class action lawsuit. I was so ticked.
Was there a class action lawsuit?
No, but I was thinking of starting one. I was like, gosh, I mean, you give me these tickets and I can't even sell them with your partner because they're down.
Yeah, that's not.
That's not good. So, So anyways, I might have to figure a way to put the.
Any other comments?
Let me take a look here. Let's see. Come on, get in there. H76 says no reason Conforto and Jock should be sat for Bryce Johnson and Ramos. Yeah, I don't understand. Conforto yesterday hits a home run off of a lefty, right? A bomb. And you signed this guy to be one of your everyday players. It's the 10th game of the season. So they're just going to give him a day off. And the guy hit a home run.
Yeah.
I mean, Bochy's rule was you hit a home run, you're back in the lineup the next day. Play the hot hand.
They don't care.
It's just like the dang stinking platoon and just like yesterday. Here's what the club does. They chart before the game. This is what all this analytics crap does. They chart before the game who's going to play. Okay, so Manaya's going to start. Stripling's going to piggyback and go in when Manaya's done. So Manaya goes, 6 really good innings in 76 pitches, and he's dealing. He leaves with a 5-1 lead. Stripling comes in the 7th, gives up a home run, his 4th, by the way, in 6 innings pitched, and he got bombed in spring training. He's not himself yet. So instead of Kapler making a game day in-game decision, he sticks with his pregame and brings him out in the 8th. And then he's got 2 men on, and he's facing Salvador Perez, and he lets him stay in to face Perez, who's a home run hitter, and he's a low ball hitter. And what do? They throw him a sinker low, and he golfs it out. I just don't understand why you can't think like, okay, in game, hey, this isn't working. Let's adjust. We got a bullpen. We're into the 8th inning. We're had a 3-run lead. I've got my bullpen.
That's the old way of managing. It's like reading the room.
Yeah. Right? So I got this 6 man rotation, and I don't have room for all 6 of them, and I've got Jacob Junis, who's a 7th, I better start using these guys so they stay fresh. In the meantime, I'm not using my bullpen, which is they're paid and trained to close out games. It's just what I wrote is in the 8th game of the season, if you don't have confidence in your bullpen in the 8th inning with a 5-2 lead, either you have a roster construction problem or you have ineptness on the manager, or maybe it's both. It's one or the other, or both. It's not, and neither of them, because you don't. In the 8th game, Sean, why would you not go to your bullpen in the 8th game? They're fresh as can be.
Fresh, super fresh.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
They're not going to get any fresher.
It's because he wanted to make everyone happy.
Yeah, and
give him
he's
a participation medal.
Yeah,
Kapler's a joke. Kapler's a joke, man. The one of the comments, they reiterated that Kapler's a joke.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see you wrote. I was in the lounge. Did somebody make a comment about?
Oh, someone was asking if you're in the airport.
Yeah, I'm in the airport in Korea. So
yeah, and who was asking about is Alexis Dugout? 49ers says Alexis Dugout Club really that much better than the club level? It's just different. Club level, it's way more spaced out. There's a bunch of different types of food options. The Dugout Club, you have your own entrance underneath, like behind home plate, and then you walk through the main corridor, which leads to the clubhouses. So the ball players walk by you, and then you go through and you go up to your seat. And the view is different, right? You're just right behind home plate, and you're really close to the players. So it's cool. I've sat there a couple times.
What do you think of this? I don't think I understand where he's coming from, just because this is what organizations do, and I mean he's been such a great Giant. They really should just they should be probably at this stage of his career platooning him. I don't know. He's great.
What's he hitting?
Yeah,
once again, I haven't watched every game. Is it bad?
It's pretty. I think he's in the ones, if I'm not mistaken.
He's hitting the 194.
Is it 194?
Yeah, he went one for 3 tonight. Yeah, 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts.
So,
ship sailed.
Yeah, I mean,
Kapler how much worse can the shortstop in the minors be?
Yeah. You got Luciano coming up. It's like
whether he profiles as a shortstop or not. I mean, why not bring up Marco Luciano?
What if Kapler is dead? Says the D-backs have rebuilt and become more exciting and stronger farm with Andrew Jones, son on the way, and more in the time since they signed Mad Bum. Farhan has failed.
Kapler's dead.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, Arizona is building something. They've got exciting young players, speed all around.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch. Giants are just boring. I mean, if you're going to lose, at least lose with kids that people can start like getting excited about.
Yep.
I mean,
exactly.
Because the worst thing that can happen for the Giants this year is that Conforto has not a great year, and he doesn't opt out, and he comes back next year.
He's definitely opting out. He's going to.
Well, if he has a good year, I think he's a good player.
Yeah, he's going to have a good year. Interesting. Put up the comment Bay Area Music Lens right after I said that you're in the lounge.
Let me see. Bay Area Music Lens. There we go.
Yeah. So Bear's incident with his wife hadn't happened prior to the hiring of Kapler. Would not have happened. Kapler had his own bungling of an incident in 2015. Google it if you aren't aware. Yeah. So you think he hired him because, 2 peas in a pod? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what Kapler did. Did he hit his girlfriend or something? Is he married?
I don't know. He's divorced. There was a situation when he was the Dodgers farm system.
Yeah, something about sexual harassment, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And I don't know. He wasn't involved in the harassment. I think he just maybe didn't handle
He heard about it and he didn't go to a superior. I think that's what the story was.
something like that. I think
he
he did it first, and then maybe the second time around.
He was covering for the guy that actually committed the sexual harassment.
Yeah, not exactly sure exactly how it all went down, but
yeah, but Bear knocked his wife over. I've seen that video.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
Yeah, he knocked his wife.
It was kind of unintentional though, really, in a way. He was trying to grab the phone from her.
Yeah. She was looking at his phone. He probably had a side piece. I don't know. Yeah, I want to be with Larry, but yeah, he probably had a side piece, and she was like going through the phone, and
she started screaming.
She started to like screaming and was like going to show him like the messages that she found or whatever, and he's like, "Give me my phone back," and then just like ripped it out of her and like kind of gave her a little shiver.
Yeah,
she fell, and everyone was screaming.
Yeah, it was like Pam.
Pam. Yeah, great guy, real great guy.
So the organization has been 2021 they were like, it's interesting that Posey retired after that great year, and then it's like
he didn't want to play for Kapler.
You wonder
1000%. He knows Kapler's a joke. Like, Posey's not a joke. Posey's a straight shooter from the South. Like, he probably really enjoyed his time with Bochy. They obviously made sweet music, and Kapler is kind of a joke and woke, and I don't think Buster Posey's woke.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think Buster Posey's worried about hopping on his, scooter and going and getting a fresh coffee brew, craft coffee, and it's just not his thing. Yeah. And Kapler needed to, sit in the clubhouse until he felt more comfortable about the state of the country before he came out for the national anthem. Like that.
Right.
That wouldn't sit well with Buster, I don't think.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that he would become like a part owner. Is he a part owner?
He is now.
Yeah. So I guess
I don't know.
That's all he knows. But
unless he's looking at, maybe getting more say going forward. I don't know what his deal is.
Kapler's dead says I don't think Bart is woke either. I think there's a lot of players.
Most baseball players, you got to realize, come from pretty, well-to-do families, or they're from the South. Even the Dominican players are, they're just very, I don't know how you say. They're just straight shooters. Baseball players tend to be more just, straight shooter guys that they don't want to, the problem is that, the whole woke thing, whatever you get into that, you're talking, you're not even talking Republican, Democrat. When I was a kid growing up, my parents were like Democrats, but they were hardworking, just union type, and they were conservative when it came to, they wouldn't be going for all this crazy stuff today. You
got to read these comments.
Which ones?
They're all good. Kapler's a substitute teacher. He doesn't take accountability. Someone needs to ask him the hard-hitting questions. Tired of watching these BS conferences in the dugout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No one asked the questions.
Nobody has. I've been in the dugout.
You were there.
I've been in the dugout. They asked. Here's one question that came up. Unbelievable in spring training. I'm trying to remember who asked it, but they said, "Are you homesick?" Spring training in Arizona, like 2 weeks in. Are you homesick?
Like he's an 18-year-old freshman in college.
Dude, you're a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
You got a job that pays you over $1 million a year, and you're down in Arizona where the weather's a lot better than back home, and you're only there for 6 weeks, and you're asked if you're homesick. Come on.
That's a clown question.
It's a clown question.
Brian Iglesia, Gabe should focus on baseball instead of posting his breakfast on the Instagram reels.
Yeah, he does. He posts different recipes.
That's so good.
And he posts. Yeah, it's just like,
he's just kind of a joke. I mean, I don't know. I keep going back to the same word, but he's just like, if I was getting paid millions of dollars to play baseball, sure, I'd play for him. But if I had a choice in the matter, I wouldn't want to be around him. I just
Yeah,
cringe. I just cringe watching any of his dugout videos. Just the way he talks makes me feel like he's like incredibly condescending.
yeah, yeah.
That's
I
just
mean,
the vibe that I get.
he even did it to Larry in the dugout one time in Scottsdale.
Really?
Yeah, Larry says R.J. Dabovich was pitching and in the game, and Dabovich, um, he got. I think he did like 1, 2, 3 in whatever inning he pitched, or maybe one guy got on, but he kind of mowed him down. And Larry says, Dabovich looked pretty good out there. If when he's ready someday, you see that spot for him like as a closer. Um, and Gabe goes, I disagree with you. It wasn't his best stuff. Larry didn't say he had. He just said he looked good.
Yeah, he looked good.
He looked good. Well, I disagree with you. It's like,
Yeah.
jeez.
So DJ Vinas was saying, anyone catch Kapler's talk about Spanish speaking players? I don't know if you saw that since you've been traveling. Did you see what he said today?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, so this is ridiculous. He was given one of his little patent dugout rants, and he was saying that Spanish speaking players at a disadvantage with the new rules, and they they can't figure out the rules that they've been following for years. They can't, almost saying like they're idiots and they can't comprehend. Like they know the rules, whether they speak Spanish or not. Like the rules are told to them before they played all spring training, and they know what the rules are. But he's saying like,
You got
I don't even know. I don't even know what his point was.
You got Spanish speaking coaches.
Yeah. It was. I stopped watching because I was cringing, and I was like, I just got to turn this off. But yeah, it was. DJ's right. It was pretty ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
Kapler hates his country. Look at his right hand at the national anthem.
Oh, that's yeah, jeez. What's Kapler's dad says? I saw Kai Correa surprise Crawford and his family when they visited the zoo that the Giants posted, and Crawford and his wife seemed very surprised, and not about it. Just seemed awkward. Huh.
I missed that.
Yeah. And then Grilled Cheese says Kapler doesn't eat birthday cake because he believes in freedom of choice. Who the hell says something like that? Yeah, last year.
That was last year.
Given a cake, and he didn't eat it on his birthday. And he says, well, I'd rather eat it when I
choose to eat it.
Choose to eat. Yeah, it's like, so people go out of the trouble to show you,
Like the players gave him a cake for his birthday.
Yeah. It's like,
by the way, people think you're super special. They keep walking by you and like looking at what you're doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're walking like, who's this guy with a mic?
Yeah,
this guy with crazy. A mic in the lounge at the airport.
In the lounge, yeah.
It's
pretty wild. Yeah,
doing a live stream.
Yeah, doing a live stream. Yeah, this is. I mean, I really love this particular airport. I've been here like 4 times, but I've never been in this lounge. But the Wi-Fi is exceptional, and
stream is good.
Yeah, I mean, this is really first class. I mean, Korea, Singapore, 2 of my favorite airports that I've been to in the world. But yeah,
MF, remember Gabe talking to Larry and KMBR? That's a really good question. Placating, just ugh.
Mario Trutanic says, unfortunately, we're stuck with Kapler because that's how Farhan runs this organization. Dodgers and Giants are run the same way, just have slightly more talented, have a talented group. Giants' problem is they don't have the talent. Dodgers are also seem more intent on they're just better at developing. I mean, look at Outman, and that guy's. I mean, they lose Bellinger, and they just replace him with Outman, who's got tons of speed. He can play center. Grilled cheeses looks like I'm in at the opera house here.
Low Stan's got a good question for you. He said, "What does our actual GM, not Farhan, do with the Giants? Does he have any say in how the roster is constructed?"
Which one was that?
Low Steve. It's the third comment down.
What does our actual GM, not Farhan, do? Oh, Pete Petulia?
Pete Petulia.
Yeah, no idea. He's supposed to be working with the younger part of the roster. The minor league development is supposedly what his deal is. I mean, hey, if get those guys to develop. That's all I can say, because until they do that, this team is going nowhere. Yeah, you know, I mean, Low Steve says Giants should have hired
Truth.
away Dodger scouts, not
Truth.
Farhan. Yeah, definitely.
They
Or
thought it
player
was
development.
Farhan.
Yeah, or player development. I mean, Farhan, he never run baseball ops. He started out as a kind of a data nerd at the A's, just charting, all the spray charts and all the, all that stuff. He didn't do anything when it came to player development. Nothing. He was just a nerd, baseball nerd. And then he gets to the Dodgers, and he gets to be, he's named general manager there. But I mean, who thinks? I mean, he couldn't have been running the organ much, because Andy, what's the guy's name? That came from the Tampa that's running Friedman, Andrew Friedman.
Mm-hmm.
He's running the Dodgers. Well, Farhan's running the Giants, and Pete Petulia's not doing any trades or making deals. So what was Farhan doing with the Dodgers? So same position. When Ned Colletti was assistant GM under Brian Sabian let Ned Colletti make a lot of the trades and negotiate a lot of the contracts.
H76. Great comment. Giants have 115 Ks in 10 games. Only the 47 win 2018 Orioles and the 52 win 21-21 Orioles had more. 2021 Orioles.
Yeah, there we go.
That's some good shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully y'all took the under, and the over-under wins. Was it 82.5 or 83, something like that?
Lou Marston says, how is Tampa with 40% salary of the Giants' budget always competitive in a tougher division?
Better players.
Yeah, they develop.
Draft better.
They have a philosophy, and they develop these guys. Dodgers keep developing guys, and they got usually near the last draft pick of every round, and they continue to put out players. I mean, they've got guys that keep coming up and keep producing.
Yeah, I mean, look at their star was Wander Franco, right?
Yeah,
he was their number one pick a couple years back.
He's number one guy in all of baseball.
Yeah, he's hitting 351, 4 jacks, 9 RBIs, 7 runs. He's a stud, right?
Yeah, how come all these teams look at the Orioles? Orioles have 8 guys in the top 100.
They're drafting better. Their scouts are better. Yeah. So that just tells you that. I mean, that's what Farhan was hired for, and he hasn't done it. But let's extend him. Shit.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Let's
go ahead and he's got an option. Now, what businessman in their right mind, if they've got a guy that has been kind of mid, hasn't excelled, had a couple of good months of sales. All right, let's put it in terms of sales.
Okay.
Had a guy that was a pretty good salesman for a few months, and then the rest of the time he just kind of stunk. But you saw, wow, he had that 1, 3, 4 month stretch where he was our top salesman, and the rest of the time he was like near the bottom. But you know what? We got an option year on him. Most business guys would say, well, let's see how he does the next 12 months before we,
you give him a little bit of a leash.
Yeah.
In business, you'd give that salesman a little bit of a leash.
Yeah. And you'd say, okay, we're going to look at the next 12 months, and if he performs, above average, we'll keep him. But if he continues to stink and he lags and he doesn't bring us any production and he's not helping us move forward, we're not gonna keep him. Well, what did the Giants do? They said before opening day they're going to go ahead and pick up Farhan's option for 2024.
Yeah. So there's a couple people in the comments talking about Kruk and Kipe's excuses. Now, since I haven't been watching as much as I normally do, I haven't heard them. Maybe some of the people in the comments can type out. Do you know about what they're talking about? They are okay. Kruk and Kipe have always been full blown homers for the Giants. They're gonna
right.
toot that horn all until they're done. But
Joe Schmo did ask real quick, where am I at? I'm in the airport in Korea. I'm waiting for my flight to fly into San Francisco, and it's I got so many clocks. 2:00. So yeah, I need to. I think I'll be boarding in a little over an hour. So
yeah, so we got a little bit of time left on this stream. So let's see. What are the comments that they've said?
Let's see. Yeah, Cool Breeze says Sable better start hitting or he'll be Farhan next roller coaster. Yeah, that would be pretty irritating to me because Sable's a guy that you can have, in my view, going forward. He's only 25. He's got speed. You can see his power. You saw it the other day. He's got speed. He's struggling a little bit at the plate, but that's to be expected. He jumped from basically AA up to the majors. He got some AAA in last year, but he's a guy that you can see is going to develop. So I would keep him at all costs because after this year, you have full control of him. But if you let him go, it's not very often you get a guy that can hit left-handed, that can play outfield, first base, and catch. See, I would carry two catchers, and then I would always have that guy as my third catcher on the roster, which allows me, because he can hit, allows me to, and your other catchers generally can't hit. Now you can pinch hit for a guy in the 8th inning where normally you wouldn't because he might be the last. You've already used your other catcher and you're stuck.
Yeah.
So go ahead and you got a guy on the roster that's flexible. So hopefully they keep him just because I think he's shown enough as far as he's giving you a taste of what is there. The ability's there. Does he put it all together this year? It's going to be tough, jumping from AA. But if he can hit, if Sable can hit you 225 the first year in the bigs, that's a lot better than most catchers hit anyway that have been in the league for years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then I think Sable's a 275 hitter in the big leagues. I really do. Once he learns the pitching and, he's not, the game's not too big for him, the majors. Looks like Dan will only one providing consistent Giants post game. Let's see. What do we got?
Saying that you're going to provide the only consistent post game because Larry's just not interested.
Yeah, probably. He's probably not a lot. And then you got the Warriors coming up with the playoffs, and that's going to be pretty exciting. I mean, Kings Warriors. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, the travel is obviously fantastic.
I mean, that's awesome for the fans too if you can get tickets for both places.
Yeah, I'm going to try to. I think I'm going to go to Monday's game.
Oh, okay. In Sac, yeah, they play Saturday and then Monday.
Yeah, I got a buddy that lives up in Folsom, and so I think. I don't know. Cool. I think game 2 is probably going to. I kind of feel like the Warriors might drop game 1.
I think they'll win one of them.
Yeah, I think they win game 2. They're minus 200 favorites
in game 1
in the series.
Oh, in the series,
which is kind of interesting.
Wow.
Let's see what I'll tell you what the line is for game 1.
And while you're doing that, MF says, "Am I going to the game tomorrow night?" No, I'm not going to go to the. If I was going to go, it would only be to, go into the locker room and just get some interviews. But I'm ready to get home, all the way home back to. It's just Arizona.
How long is this trip? How long is this flight going to be? Like the whole thing, 26
This next
hours?
flight's 10.5 hours, but the whole thing, by the time I get back to Arizona, it's like 32 hours total. It's just like ridiculous.
God.
I took some NyQuil.
What time does it feel like right now for you on the body?
Honestly, I feel pretty good. In fact, that reminds me. Hey, babe, can you give me those? It's been over 4 hours. Those
it's minus
jet lag
one
pills.
It's 1. The spread's 1. So actually the Kings are favored in game 1, so they must have the same thought I have. I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's minus 108 is the money line for the Warriors. You might as well take the point.
These.
Might as well take the point.
Doing these jet lag pills to. They're not in there. Fell out probably. Yeah, I know, but it probably fell out in the backpack.
Senior softball game. Sac's going to be lit this weekend. Picnic day in Davis on Saturday into the Kings Dubs game. Nice. Senior softball. Do you have season tickets, or you just scooped up some tickets for the game?
Wow.
Let's see what he says.
Hey, we got like 50 people in the chat right now.
Sweet.
If you guys are new, hit the like and subscribe button. We're growing this channel. Taking some jet lag pills. These homeopathic, supposed to help you not get such, crazy jet lag. So,
I mean, and also hit that hit that like button.
Yeah, hit the like button.
Give a little love for Dan for bringing his mic to the Philippines.
Yeah,
he did that for you guys.
Yeah. I didn't even know that I was like, I don't think we need it. And well, my wife said, just bring it just in case. So
Sparkoff says he'll subscribe if you say "Go Suns."
Who says that? Where's that at?
Right there, Sparkoff. He said he'll subscribe if you say "Go Suns."
Oh yeah. Against the Clippers? Heck yeah, whatever. Go Suns.
There you go. New sub right there. Yeah, I think
I'm in Arizona. Hey, if the
Warriors, the Suns are going to roll the Clippers without Paul George.
Yeah.
They don't no one else can create their shot. I mean, Russell Westbrook's a flawed player. He can't shoot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like the real question with Russ is he going to make enough positive plays in the game versus the negative plays that he makes? Because he always will make a couple of negative plays that you're just like, oh my God, what's he doing? And they're just going to dare him to shoot. And if he hits a couple shots, maybe they win that game, but they're not going to beat the Suns 4 games in a row. I mean,
right.
Booker and Durant together look nasty.
Yeah, Booker and Durant. Pretty. I just figured out how to change the screen a little bit there.
Here you go. Closer. I gotta get I gotta plug in my MacBook. Hold on a sec.
Okay. Yeah. So Warriors, Kings. It's gonna be a fun series. It's gonna be a fun playoffs.
Bet the over.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Lou Marston said. Bet the over. Both teams are super high scoring and haven't played great defense during.
So what's interesting is the Kings. I don't know if they finished this season, but at one point during the year, they had like one of the highest, like the most efficient offenses in NBA history.
Right.
So for the first, I want to say for the first like 40 to 60, maybe for the first like 30 to 40 games, the Celtics had that distinction, or maybe it was like the first 20 games. Like it was in the beginning of the year, like the Celtics were just outrageously efficient. And the only reason I know this is my buddy Fresh Greg is a giant Celtics fan, and he would remind me that every day that they had like the most efficient offense in NBA history. But then they kind of fell off, and then the Kings kept it going. And I want to say the Kings, I don't know for a fact, but they definitely are like probably in the top 5 most efficient offenses of all time. But they don't play defense, and their home record is not that good. Like they're just a couple of games over 500. at home. So if the Warriors
Yeah.
can win, if they can scoop one of these 2 games in the beginning, then they come home, play really well at home like they have all year.
Yeah.
Maybe
Go up.
they win in
Go up
5 or 6.
3-1. Well, if they go up, they go up 3-1. That's why I've been picking the Warriors in 6. I think they win 1 of 2 in SAC, whether it's game 1 or game 2, not sure. Win games 3 and 4, go up 3-1, go back to SAC. Wouldn't surprise me if the Warriors close it out, but SAC comes out hungry, wins game 5, and then the Warriors come back home and win game 6.
Guess what the spread is for the Go Suns versus Clips? Game 1.
Game 1?
Yeah, guess what the spread is?
9.
That's a pretty good guess. 7. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot for the playoffs.
Yeah.
The 76ers have an 8-point. They got an 8-point spread, -8 over the Nets.
Oh, let's talk about the Timberwolves. How stupid is this team? Did you hear what happened yesterday?
Jaden McDaniels punching the wall.
Yeah, he punches the wall. He's their best 3-and-D guy, 40% 3-point shooter.
Very good defender.
Excellent defender.
He locked Steph up the entire all 3 times they played.
Like a guy that's, possibly all NBA defensive player, first team, punches the wall because he gets a couple of fouls in 9 minutes of action. What do you guys think when they punch a concrete wall is going to happen?
It reminds me of that guy Williams on Milwaukee last year.
Oh, yeah, the Brewers. Yeah, Devin
Williams. That guy's really good, and they needed him bad.
I mean, I understand emotions get to you, but you got punching a wall that has no give is not good.
Yeah, Draymond was on the volume doing his little pod thing, and I watched a little bit of it, and he was talking about, you punch the wall doesn't, move.
Exactly.
And then he talked about Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, that was.
It was. I don't know if it was a punch. He
it was kind of a shove punch.
It was like a shove. And the comments were like, "Oh, this is rich." Draymond lecturing someone about punching a teammate.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I would have wanted to punch the guy though too. I don't understand the Timberwolves. They punished Gobert, but here's the story. Gobert hurt his back Saturday night in the game, and they were on a back-to-back, and it was the last game of the season, and he was in the training room, and he was, game time decision whether to play, and Anderson was kind of pleading and pushing him to play. So, he went through and he played, but he was not himself because his back was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And so Anderson starts writing him, telling him to get, hey, we need you to block shots. And then he started calling him a bitch. Anderson
calling Gobert a bitch?
Yeah, like several times it was reported by by teammates. It was clear. Anderson, and he was getting on him for not doing more. And Gobert's like, dang, I'm out here trying to play, and I'm not even, probably shouldn't even be playing.
I don't know any of these players, but just Anderson is like, his nickname is what, Slow-Mo? He's the dude that's got the slowest shot I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how it doesn't get blocked every time. Yeah. But he seems like really chill. Like he would never call Gobert a bitch.
They said he's from New Jersey and he's got a mouth and he just lays it out there. He's the team leader. So,
but Gobert's a monster. Like he pushed him and then he started like backing up. Like
he started backing up.
If you're gonna fight, just like get right in the dude's face.
Yeah, you're
gonna go for it. Go for it.
I just think that the fact that he got baited and then he hit him. I mean, so they sent Bear. Oh, and then it went into the locker room.
I didn't hear this.
Gobert was in the locker room. Do you have The Athletic?
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. There's an article in The Athletic about it from, the writer of T-Wolves. So it went into the locker room and then they started, like Anderson says, I'll beat your ass and blah, blah, blah. And, it got ugly and they had to be separated in the locker room.
Yeah, and they're going to get destroyed by the Lakers.
Well, yeah. This is setting up so nice for the Lakers.
Let's see, what's the line? 8 points.
Yeah, this is setting up so nice for the Lakers without Gobert, without McDaniels, and a team that's coming off of a must-win game. And here's what I think is going to happen. I think Lakers destroy them,
Mm-hmm.
go to
Lakers
go,
Lakers
and
beat Memphis.
they're going to beat Memphis,
Mm-hmm.
and um, T Wolves will end up playing New Orleans. New Orleans will beat OKC. That's a toss up, though.
I don't know about that though.
It's a toss up, but it's at New Orleans. That's why I'm giving the advantage to New Orleans.
OKC is really good. I like
Yeah.
OKC a lot.
Whoever
OKC is
wins,
going to be so good in like 2-3 years.
I know, and they didn't even have the kid from Gonzaga this year.
Yeah.
But I would not surprise me. Whoever wins the 9-10 game, I'm going to pick to beat Minnesota, because I think Minnesota's reeling,
Yeah, totally.
and so
I think OKC wins.
hey, OKC is a good team.
OKC,
I was shocked.
OKC is 5.5 point favorites. No, underdogs. 5.5 point dogs
Interesting.
in New Orleans.
But Brandon Ingram's playing pretty well right now.
I take unless Trey Murphy hits 8 threes again. I take the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean Thunder. They can score down low. They're relentless. They're a good offensive rebounding team. Yeah.
MF wanted to know what your thoughts are on the OBJ signing.
Oh, with Baltimore, I mean, depends. Is Lamar Jackson coming back? It's probably. If I'm guessing if OBJ signed, he knows something. Just seems like
no one. They gave him permission to talk to other teams, and
nobody's picking him up. Yeah,
nothing's coming from it. They're like, "Yeah, we love you. You're a great player at this price, but we're not going to give you a record deal."
Right. Yeah, because he wants the money.
His skills are predicated on him running, and he gets injured all the time. And I still don't think he's that good of a thrower.
He's not bad. He's okay, but yeah, he's not ideal. But
he's not like record deal type of.
But
thrower.
OBJ, that's a good signing for Baltimore. I mean, would he tear up his ACL in the Super Bowl? What was that Super Bowl played? 22, right? February of 22? No, of 20. Yeah, 22. So people were saying he was going to come back and play last year. I just read today that about Kawhi Leonard saying, he had ACL. It says it takes two years to get back to normal.
40. I don't mean to interrupt. Sorry, brother.
Yeah.
49er says Kapler's on Giants talk right now. Pavlovich is really grilling him. Are you being facetious, 49er? Because Pavlovich never grills anyone. I'm not going to turn it on, but
yeah, I'd love to hear that.
I'd
that would
love
be
to hear him if he's actually really grilling him, which I don't think he is. Pavlovich literally blocked me a couple years. Totally kidding. Yeah, okay. Pavlovich blocked me because I tweeted at him and I said, when are you going to start asking some real questions? Something that actually about the faults of the team. And he blocked me immediately.
Interesting.
Yeah, he says totally kidding.
I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pav's a company man. Hey, all the Giants reporters, pretty company, They put out a thing the other day. All these guys do is they report news, right? They just, like, I'm looking at Twitter. Oh, Wilmer Flores just homered. Mookie Betts leads off the game with a home run, and that's the news. So last week, I put out a tweet that I said the Giants are going to bring up. Wouldn't surprise me that they're going to bring up Elliot Ramos for yesterday's game, because they're facing a lefty and then two lefties against the Dodgers. And I said they're going to send Matt Beatty down. Well, Saturday night, it comes out. Mark DeLucci says Elliot Ramos was scratched from the lineup and he's being called up to the Giants. And then they did send Beatty down. So I retweeted and requoted his tweet, and I said, I think I know the Giants about as good as anybody. I don't report the news. I predict it.
Mm-hmm.
As- as- it's just, none of these guys actually do
Or
any.
and women.
Yeah, exactly. And women.
Susan.
Yep. None of them actually do anything as so far as like talk about what they think the club direction should go or what, they see it as. It's always just whatever they get told, they just repeat it.
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it. So they tippy toe
Oh, yeah.
like nobody's business. Like when um when Susan Slusser goes on KMBR,
Oh, yeah.
they ask a bunch of bullshit questions like, "Oh, are you in New York on an off day? Oh, what are you gonna do, Suze?" And then she's gives some bullshit answer, and then they talk about the team and like I mean, it's just all it's a joke.
Yeah.
I don't listen to her opinion on anything because she never asks any tough questions either. So
Yeah. At least some of the guys like at the Athletic will ask tougher questions. Sometimes.
not
Uh,
Alex.
yeah. Well, Alex is what? NBC Sports Bay Area.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, company man. Like someone
Yeah.
said in the comments, company man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Who's the best
the
sports writer in the Bay Area? MF says he likes Matt Barrows. Matt does a good job with the
he does
Niners.
do a
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
Baggerly's not bad.
Yeah. Baggerly's not bad.
He will
He'll come up with some.
he will call out what he sees like in a super intelligent manner.
Right.
He'll say it in kind of like a roundabout way using some big words, some big Jeopardy words.
Big Jeopardy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to him about that with Jeopardy, how that was. Yeah.
What do you say?
Just, it was a lot of fun. And, just, yeah. What did he win? Like 5 or 6 times in a row or something? Something like that. 4
That
times?
I don't know. I mean, he was
remember.
definitely on it a couple of times, so he had to win something.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a smart dude.
Probably probably Ray Ratto is probably one of the guys that just really lays it out there. He doesn't sugarcoat.
Yeah, but Ray is such a curmudgeon. He's just so he
gets
plays this like, oh, I'm just miserable all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, that's just part of his shtick, though.
Have you ever met him?
Haven't met him. He used to referee basketball, and my brother was a coach, and he used to ref my brother's games. He's just kind of the same way out there.
Is he really? Is he always pissed off? Is that like a real thing, or is that just a stick?
I think it's just shtick. Yeah.
Put on a Sparkos comment.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I found this channel. I was banging my head against the wall, arguing with the Twitter trolls, thinking this was a 90-win team. Yeah. No, this is, the only way they can win 90 games is if they continue to hit, but they don't because it's not as talented. Teams that hit home runs and strike out. That's why I said when they struck out like 42 times in the first, 3 games, whatever it was, 3-4 games, it was ridiculous. They're like 2-2. I'm like, this is the sign of I've seen these types of teams in 50 years of baseball.
Yeah.
Good teams don't have this big of a swing. They're more consistent. They're not one day hitting 6-7 home runs, next day getting 3 hits and not even hitting the ball hard. They make contact. It may go out of the park, but they're not making contact. Look what they did tonight. I think it was the 8th inning. They got, I don't know if it was 3 hits in a row or a walk and 2 hits, but I think it was 3 hits in a row, and they didn't score. Bases loaded, nobody out, and they didn't score.
All you got to do.
They did it. They did it yesterday too.
All you got to do is look at.
Or
you just got to look at the line, right? So,
yeah,
7 hits, 1 run. You get 7 hits, you should score more than 1 run. Typically, because that means you're getting some walks. You should be working the counts, getting some walks, getting a couple of hits. You should be scoring at least 2 or 3 runs with 7 hits.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Dodgers had 10 hits, 9 runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's a power or nothing. So they hit a couple home runs, they're probably going to win the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't, they're going to lose.
Hey, Sparkos, is it Sparkos? Sparkos. Yeah, hey, thanks for the comment. Hit the subscribe button there on the and you'll be notified every time we go live. Hit the like and subscribe. if you guys hit the like, it does help with the algorithms. Just hit it. It really bumps up the way YouTube positions the you know in I don't even know exactly how all of it works. I just know
It
that
takes
it
your channel and
really
it
helps.
puts it in front of people who have liked other similar things.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So it helps out the channel for sure.
yeah,
You hear every
yeah,
creator say that, like smash the like
yeah.
button.
Smash it. Yeah, yeah. Smash the like
Smash
button.
it.
Yeah,
Bam. Yeah, people are saying that they don't care for Kawakami. They're talking about Kawakami. Mayoko, Barros, Marcus Thompson are good. I actually kind of like Dieter Kurtenbach. I feel like
yeah.
he'll talk some shit if he sees something that's not right. He'll call it how it is. So I respect that part. I want to say he might be, at least he was with the Mercury News. I don't know if he's with them anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's at. I know he does some KMBR stuff too, doesn't he?
MF said he heard Ned will be going on with Larry 1 day per week.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know where. If Larry did Larry even do a show tonight? I looked and I don't think he did. Um, no, he's not. He's not doing anything. I should. I
Probably slow
invited him
Steve.
on for yesterday, but he was up in Sac. So, and then I just kind of decided, you know what? It's 8:45 here. This game's going to be over quick. Let's just throw a live stream together at 9:15, sitting in this comfortable lounge room.
What
Might even grab.
are you drinking?
Right
You got
now,
a, you got a cocktail? You got a soda? What are you
no,
doing?
right now I'm not drinking anything, but I was drinking some sodas earlier today. It was early. I've been sitting here since. I don't even know what time zone I'm
You've been there.
on.
You said you've been there for 7
I've been here since
hours.
six this morning, and it's what time is it now? I got to look at this. 2:30.
2:30.
2:30 here in Korea. It's weird because it was 5. It'd be 1:30 back in the Philippines. Korea's 1 hour ahead.
So you got
And-
off the plane and it was morning,
Yeah,
and you've been there all through breakfast and through lunch.
Yeah. And I'll probably, then you get fed on the plane like 3 times. So
Senior softball game. San Jose Giants are loaded with 11 2022 draft picks, mostly pitchers.
interesting.
That might be the jam. Like, forget the San Francisco Giants. Just go to the San Jose.
Well, you got San Jose and Sacramento.
It's easy for me. I live in San Jose, so I'll probably go to some games.
Yeah. I talked to, in fact, he said he'd come on this show.
Marty Laurie?
The announcer. No, Joe Rizzo. He does the broadcast for the.
Yeah, Joe Rizzo's great.
Yeah, he's really good. Really
Can
good.
you get Marty on?
I had Marty on about a month ago. Yeah.
You think Marty will tell it how it is? Does he tell it straight?
He's starting. I think so. Yeah, Marty's pretty. Yeah, I mean, I think he will. I think. Let's see what else we got here.
49er says if this channel goes live after all the Giants games, it'll become the spot. There's still enough of us that will always watch this squad regardless.
There we go. Yeah, I'll be going live. I'll go live tomorrow night.
We'll do some stuff.
I'll be home tomorrow. I'll actually arrive in Phoenix just before 5:00 tomorrow, and then I'll watch the Giants game. Just because I'm a glutton for punishment,
begrudgingly,
But it is crazy. Like I said in the beginning of the live stream, it's kind of like a tough love thing. I want the Giants to win 90 plus games, make the playoffs, advance, go to the World Series, win it, be fun. But on the other hand, if that's not going to happen, like they're not going to make the playoffs, I don't want them to just be like, oh, they were 85 wins, they fell 3 games short of the playoffs. I want them to make the playoffs, or I want them to lose 90 plus games, because nothing's going to change until things get either, are really good or really bad.
And we can't expect Farhan, even if he had like a couple of top 5 picks or like a couple years in a row with top 5 picks, we can't expect him to hit it, right? Because he hasn't hit on anything in the draft.
Yeah, exactly.
So
97 today in Phoenix? Whoa.
It was 82 here in San Jose.
Really? So we had a
so
little.
a
So
little heat.
86 tomorrow. That's a little better. Yeah, that's a little better.
So we got to hope. Getting back to that point, we got to hope that that the losses will actually cause the front office to fire one Farhan Zaidi and Gabe Kapler at the same time. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for them just to turn it
Well, yeah,
over.
I want real baseball
I
people.
want some I want some baseball guys that aren't going to live on a spreadsheet and actually read the room, feel the team, feel the game
Yeah,
out.
I mean,
No platoons. Just
yeah.
put your
I'll tell you.
best nine
I'll
out
tell you.
there.
You can get some young guys in there, and get excited. You could, you know, what I would love to see is okay. Give me Ron Wotus to run the club.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back Will Clark as special assistant or whatever, or if I'd even have Will Clark manage a team, young team. They're not going to win. It's going to take him a few years, but Will Clark's attitude out there, come on guys, get moving.
MF says Vogel song.
Yeah, as a pitching coach, bring back your history. You guys, you know, this is a team that has championship pedigree from 2010 to 14 through 16 was a pretty good run. But it was also a great run from 97 to 2003. That's
Mm-hmm.
6 years. They were really good. They were one of the top teams in baseball. You got guys up and down. Get those people in your system and start using these guys. We bring in these nerds, these computer nerds from other organizations that have never won anything. What I mean, Farhan didn't win
MF
anything with the
says bring back
Dodgers.
Ned as the head honcho.
Yeah, I would
Why
love to
not?
have Ned.
That would be great.
Yeah,
He still knows
bring
what a
back,
baseball is. He still knows how to judge talent. It's not like
and
talent has changed.
he also knows how to negotiate with agents. Not going to get jacked around. Ned Coletti, you're not going to push Ned Coletti around.
Nope. Brian Iglesias says he's going to root for the Rangers because Bochy would still be
Oh
managing his
yeah,
team.
I got me a Rangers hat.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get a Rangers hat too.
I'm pulling for Texas. Dang.
I got a buddy. I got a buddy who he was a giant Will Clark fan, right? Like huge Will Clark fan growing up. And when Will the Thrill went to Texas, he denounced the Giants and he became a Texas Rangers fan. He still lives here. So much so he's fully tatted up. His name's Nick, fully tatted up, and he's just got the biggest Texas Rangers tattoo. I think it's on his arm. It's like on his forearm or something. And
you know what? My battery is saver. I don't know if my battery is charging. Let's see. I may lose this live stream. I'm plugged in my battery for my laptop, but it is showing it's really weak. I may lose this show, so I'm going to go ahead and close it right here because I don't know why it's not. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Yeah, it's not even charging. Dang, let me see if I can charge it back here behind this one.
I'll keep telling the story. So he had this huge tattoo on his forearm, Texas Rangers logo. And we would always give him shit like, "Why are you a Rangers fan? Why are you a Rangers fan?" And he's like, "Oh," and he'd tell the story. And then obviously the Giants beat the Rangers in 2010 World Series, so that was a painful series for him. And then just 2 years ago, he got a new tattoo that cover up the Rangers logo, and now he's back to being a Giants fan, which is kind of funny because now the Rangers are going to be good and Bochy's there and this stuff. I haven't talked to him about it yet, but it's pretty funny.
I probably should get ready for my flight anyway, but because I'm going to board in about 40 minutes, so I'll clean up. And now this battery thing, geez, I'd hate to have this thing just die completely and just be gone. So, but yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night, guys. After the Giants game. Sean, if you're ready, if you're available, join.
Yeah, for sure. She said, Sean, ask Dan, see on his channel, would you accept? Ask Dan if Cy asked to be on his channel, would you accept?
I don't think he'd ask personally, but I don't know if if Cy asked me to be on his channel. Was that the question?
Sean asked Dan if Cy asked to be on your channel. Oh, on your okay, yeah. If he asked you to be on his channel, he doesn't have a channel, does he? Is his channel?
He has Locked On Warriors.
Oh, okay. Would you?
I mean,
accept?
if he asked, I don't think he would. But yeah, I would go on if I had a good understanding of what the guidelines were going to be. I mean, but no, he's not going to ask me to come on his show. No.
And Will said, "Thanks for the show, Dan."
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Hit the like, subscribe button. It's 2:40 over here. I got a flight at 4. I got to get cleaned up, get ready. I'll be back on tomorrow night if everything goes according to plan.
No problem, PK. Thanks.
Be back in Phoenix, and thanks Sean for joining. And we got he says thanks Sean. Yeah, it's great to have.
No problem. Thanks for all the comments, guys. It was this was a good fun show.
Yeah, it is. It's good to just rap and talk and talk Giants baseball. We'll cover a little bit more when I'm back home. We'll have Giants and
the Warriors. We'll be on after the Warriors games to talk about the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So hey everybody, thanks for coming in tonight, and tomorrow night probably about the same time, 9:15. I don't think it'll be much later than 9:30, just because I don't think these games are flying. So I like to get in right after the game. I don't like waiting an hour after the game. So one of the things you guys look for is I'll be coming on right after the game, and the game may even be still in the 9th inning when I come on. So till tomorrow,
Do it.
everybody have a great evening, and thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.